when the Holy Spirit
come in, it's a vibe, yeah. When he come in, I feel so alive, yeah.
When the Holy Spirit
come in, it's a vibe, yeah. When he come in,
yeah,
I feel so alive, yeah.
You can dance if you want to.
What's going on? You are rocking with Real Talk Convo. I got my main man, Darius Dior, live in the building today, man. What's going on, bro?
Peace, King. How you?
I'm cooling, man. So let's just kick this thing right off, man. Who is Darius Dior?
Man, I'm a Darius Dior is a kingdom music artist from Brooklyn, New York, by way of Summerton, South Carolina, man. But before that, I'm just Darius, man. You know what I'm saying? Youngest of three. You know what I'm saying? When I was born, my brother was 14, my sister was 18, so I got a bit of an old soul. My pops was 40, my mom was 38. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, and in the early 90s. You know what I'm saying? 86, I was born. So
Okay.
my first interactions with life outside of just me and my family was full of Wu-Tang Clan, Onyx, man, and Das Effects, and you know what I'm saying? Just
right.
real MC, teenage hip hop years. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I'm just an MC, man, a father, a husband, and a citizen of the kingdom, man. That's it.
No doubt, bro. So what influenced you to start making kingdom music?
When I was about my father died when I was 25.
Sorry for your loss, brother.
Yeah, man. Rest in peace to the king, man. And I think he's kind of sowed some seeds in me, where he made me write the Our Father prayer down. He wrote it, put it on my wall, made sure I knew it. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
he was older. You know what I'm saying? More so like my grandfather than he was like my father when I became of age. I never really got to be a man with him. You know what I'm saying? So I think, once he passed away, my partner, Vision Prone, he hit me up and he was like, yo, I heard this dude named Bizzle, you know what I'm saying? And, let's do a gospel album. You know what I'm saying? Because we was already in the street selling drugs. We had been through life a little bit together.
Okay.
I'm like, gospel, right? You know what I'm saying? I met my Apostle Terrence Frederick, Sumter, South Carolina. Shout out to Love Covenant Church, man, in Sumter. And he let me hear Miles Monroe. And that was the first time that I had heard the gospel preach, and it wasn't littered with Christianese, you know what I'm saying? And it made sense from the standpoint that God is a king and I'm his son, you know what I'm saying? And we are his sons and daughters, and we are children of, we were part of a royal family, the royal priesthood. That's kind of like the first time I had heard that all my life, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a gumbo pot of things that happened, you know what I'm saying, with my father passing away, me meeting my apostle, my man asking me to, telling me about Bizzle, and me getting the gospel of the kingdom from Miles Monroe back in like 2012, 2013. So I put my first kingdom music project out called Politics and Religion back in 2013. And just listening to all the artists, I'm like, man, it's not enough people doing this, you know what I'm saying? And people be like, it's hard to do rap ministry, you know what I'm saying? It's easy to rap and just say whatever you know what I mean, you want, but to deliver, rap ministry in a way that's dope, and it doesn't feel like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like it's somebody trying to indoctrinate you and push their beliefs on you, but still be able to come from a perspective of how you've experienced life, and and so I would say that, man, early Eshawn Burgundy, early Bizzle, early Lecrae, you know, a lot of these artists that are older now, you know what I'm saying, that I heard, and I'm like, man, it's a small community. Jackie Hill Perry, it's a small community of kingdom music artists, and I realized that kingdom music, or what you call Christian hip hop, is a subculture of hip hop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, and I would say that's a big part of what inspired me, is that, you know, we supposed to be infiltrating, man. You know what I'm saying, and going into the kingdoms that are in the earth already, and influencing them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I would just say, man, that's probably what motivated me. That gumbo of all those things, man.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, man, because I know in our community, in the Christian hip hop community right now,
Yeah.
I've been seeing certain artists go back and forth over this, saying that, oh, I don't want to be labeled as a Christian artist, or,
Yeah.
you know, I'm an artist that's Christian. What's your take on that, man? I have my opinion and everything, but I want to hear what you really feel about that, because I've heard you mention like how we supposed to infiltrate, and this is a ministry. You know, this
Yeah.
is a ministry.
Yeah.
So, and we are to be you know, separate and called apart,
Facts.
and not to blend in with the world. But what's your take on that? Are you a Christian artist or Christian rapper, or you just a rapper that's Christian?
I'm an artist, and I'm an MC. But I'm not a rapper, right?
Okay.
Like, rappers respond to J. Cole when he put out a diss track. You know, rappers put on chains, you know, put out big marketing schemes, employees, and try to get as many people to see them as they possibly can.
Right, right.
So if I had to determine, you know, what label um, I'm not, I'd probably stay away from that. You know what I'm saying? But I do have to say that, you know what I mean, I'm an MC, and I'm an artist, you know what I'm saying? But a rapper now is different, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much more you gotta do and be that really isn't you. You know what I mean? But I would say that I'm an MC, you know, and an artist first, and you know, what you're gonna get from me is my faith. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all I really have. You know what I mean? And
Right, right.
so I would say that. And even with Christian hip hop, like in Christian hip hop, there are rappers. You know what I'm saying? There are very few MCs, very few artists. You know what I'm saying? And so you know, I think those are three different things. You know what I'm saying? You know, an MC, an artist, and a rapper is very different, man. And so I didn't even really find myself fitting into that culture, man. And so that's why I essentially started doing kingdom music, man.
Right.
And I realized that there was actually a need for more ministry and brotherhood, man, and just way more opportunity for me to be my brother's brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Right,
know what I
right.
mean? Just pull up, you know, talk to me, hit me up. You know what I mean? Let's go hoop. But like, let's just tap in, because we can go and rap about God and call ourselves artists and MCs or gospel artists or Christian rappers, and our life is just jacked up because we don't got
Right.
no brotherhood. We don't got no
Right.
fellowship. Ain't nothing real. We just like the rappers. You know what I'm saying? That's out here growing and evolving and living their life in public. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I would say I'm an artist and I'm an MC, but definitely not a rapper. I realize that. You know,
Nah,
along my
no
way.
doubt, no doubt. So let me say this: out of your catalog, what's your favorite song? Out of your
Uh,
catalog, like what's your favorite joint that you like to probably
my,
play the most?
my favorite joint, I would say I love all my joints, man. But I just put a project out called Him and Me, man.
Okay.
And that's probably my favorite song from myself, because I just recently put it out. You know what I'm saying? And so Him and Me, it touched me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always a thrill to be able to listen to my own music and I impact myself. You
Right,
know,
right, right.
you know what I mean? So one day I was driving down the road, man, and listening to that record, and I began to weep, man, because I was really realizing the fact that God really is living in me, and you know what I mean,
Right.
and He's seeing and hearing and experiencing everything that I'm experiencing. You know what I'm saying? And I think we spookalize God. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we make it deep, but it's really not that deep. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just really, God is with you. He's in you. You know what I'm saying? And we don't have to be afraid, man. We don't have to fear, man. So I think that's probably my favorite record right now. Him and Me. Yeah.
Yeah, dope record, by the way.
Oh, I appreciate that, bro. Appreciate
Yes,
that.
sir. Yes, sir. You know how to check it out.
Yeah.
Let me see. Can you share a moment when a fan gave you a testimony of their reaction to your music that deeply impacted you?
Yeah, man. As a matter of fact, man, shout out to the brother, man. I got to get with him, but I think I want to say maybe about 10 years ago.
Hmm.
I did my first Kingdom Music show. It was called Kingdom Life Open Mic, and I think I'll probably do that again sometime soon. But basically, the brother was from like Myrtle Beach somewhere. We didn't even know him. You know what I mean? I think
Okay.
he saw us on Twitter, and we was like kind of posting into the void on Twitter, and
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? We recorded our first tape, and the brother had come. You know what I mean? We posted up on Twitter that we was having a show. The brother came all the way from wherever he was at somewhere, and he was like, "Hey, man, I'm such and so. I saw y'all on Twitter. I know y'all don't know me. You know what I'm saying? But I recently, gave my life to the Lord, and
Right.
I saw y'all was having y'all event, and I just want y'all to know, man, I love y'all music and what y'all are doing. Again, it was me and my bro. We kind of jumped out there. It was just like, hey, we going to do this, and so even in my early music, my relationship was, with heaven wasn't even really where what you was hearing in my music at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I was still in that competition mode of every record. I'm just trying to prove to you that I can rap, and I can rap better than you and every MC that you think is dope. Right.
Right.
So
Right.
it
Right.
was, so it
I
was,
know that mode.
you know what I'm saying? So it was less about me just being vulnerable with my audience and more so about just proving to you that I'm nice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so in that there was some fruit though, you know what I mean? And he just told me, you know what I mean, listening to y'all music, it made me drive 3 hours, you know what I'm saying, from Myrtle Beach, you know what I'm saying, just to come to y'all event. It had to
Right.
be like what, 20 people there, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
30
Right.
people
Right.
there
Right. My
or
man,
whatever.
show love.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, that's crazy. And that's probably got to be the most impactful moment or like testimony somebody's giving me about my music. Yeah.
And that's dope, man. Let me ask you, this is another topic that I hear a lot amongst the Kingdom community is, what is your take on doing collabs with secular artists that aren't Kingdom? Do you believe as a Kingdom artist that you should do collabs with non-Kingdom artists, or what's your take on that?
Uh, I think I don't put limits on passion. I more so I put boundaries around intent, because I can say something and have an intention to deliver a message that doesn't align with who God is. But I can
Gotcha.
also say something, you know what I'm saying, that has intention, that may be full of passion, that may be profane, but that's where I am in my life. That's where God needs to meet me, right?
Right.
So it's more so about exercising self-control. You know what I mean? And usually I can't really do that with an artist if you can't really check a person if you ain't checking for them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm not even gonna get on the track with you unless I've been checking for you. You know what I'm saying? Unless we really do have a relationship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not, ain't no point in paying a fee or charging or having a conversation about whether you cursing or not. You know what I'm saying? Because if that conversation, if it's not already acknowledged in your heart already, like, some people know not to ask you to do certain things because of who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like some people know not to ask to do a record with me because they know who I am, or they feel uncomfortable.
Right.
So I have to compromise, like, you know, and not compromise in a way where I'm compromising who I am in the gospel, but giving you clearance. Like, okay, I know you know I'm a kingdom music artist. I know you think that I don't sin. I know you I know you think that I don't curse. You know what I'm saying? I know you think that I may be judging you. You know what I'm saying? But the first thing I want you to know is that I'm completely imperfect and I need Christ in my life so I can be sanctified.
Right.
That's my message. You know what I'm saying? Like I need the gospel, you know what I'm saying, because of where I am in my life.
Right.
I'm growing, you know what I'm saying? And some things about me that's not all good. You know what I mean?
Right. I got you. So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
How do you approach the creative process when you making a record, when you making a song?
I usually start with the vibration, man, because the sound usually inspires. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, like somebody was asking me about, you know, about this same question, like do I still listen to secular music? You know what I'm saying? And I would say I do less of consuming it and more so hearing, keeping my ear to the air. You know what I'm saying? So I can hear how to respond. You know what I mean? So that means paying attention to, you know, what's going on. You know what I mean? And so it's just sticking to the duty of reflecting the times and being a scribe. You know what I'm saying? So the way I approach it is what am I being scribal about right now? Like what is it that's actually going on right now that I'm writing about that needs to be heard 2,000 years from now, right? You know, and if it's not the posture of my heart, then what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? You know, and so I let whatever sound that I'm hearing, like you hear drill music, right? You hear reggaeton. You know, Drake does a lot of a lot of that stuff, right? You hear different. You hear the producers getting away from boom bap. You know what I'm saying? And wanting to do more creative beats instead of a tap. They want to use a little bit more 808s, right? So I'm approaching the creative process in a way that I'm listening to the creators of the sounds and also the MCs and what they're saying, and being the bridge, right? Like, because that's the ministry of reconciliation. I think, you know what I'm saying? Like I want to reconcile the producers and the artists, because, you know what I mean? It's way more producers out there than there are actual talented artists that have something to actually say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, yeah, that's really it for me. Just starting with the sound, like what's being heard right now sonically, you know, and do I need to add to that, or do I need to be, you know what I'm saying? Do I need to be different and unique in a way that when something different is heard, it would strike a chord in somebody's ear or in somebody's heart to want to listen. You know what I mean? So, so my process is impact first. You know what I'm saying? Sonically.
Right. I got you, brother. So looking ahead, man, what legacy do you hope to leave through your music, and how do you envision inspiring the next generation of Christian artists or kingdom music artists to carry on the torch?
Yeah, man. For me, it's thinking kingdom, right? So I have a content creation company that's called Thinking Kingdom. I started it in 2021. I invested in cameras, lenses, you know what I'm saying, lights, and we specialize in content creation and photography. And so I'm building this. The branding is the long game, right? Like normalizing having conversations. We're moving into the time of the generation who doesn't know how to engage. Like the generation after, if you were born after 1996, you grew up on social. You know, you know what I'm saying? So like, and you don't really know how to talk, how to interact. So, and so that's really the legacy that I want to leave. It's just more so just let's get back, to normalizing conversation and engagement, brotherhood, Bible study. You know what I'm saying? And just authenticity, man, because the world is teaching this generation how to be on social media with 0 posts on your page. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like we all Kendrick Lamar, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So that it's a legacy of expression and unapologetic expression.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's it for me. Yeah.
Right. Hey man, I don't know if you heard it was a guy named Pastor Mark. I don't want to say his name wrong.
Yeah.
Mark, last name Disco or something like that. You saw him being kicked off stage at a men's conference after he calls out Pastor John Lindell for allowing a demonstration by a male stripper.
Yeah. I saw Preston Hill Perry talking about this on his Instagram today. I didn't actually see what happened, but I do know that that's something that's going on, that's something that's current, right now.
Yeah. So basically, the clip that I saw is this male stripper, and it's an actual stripper pole, and he has his shirt off, and he's swallowing swords and doing some type of dance and stuff. Like he clown, and I'm like, this at a men's conference in the church, and basically,
what was the point of what he was doing? Though? I'm trying to understand.
I have no idea. And the speaker, Pastor Mark, he got on stage and he didn't rebuke them, but he basically said, I'm just making an observation. And he was basically saying that the Jezebel spirit is in this church, and he started going off a little bit. And then basically the head pastor of the church, kind of kicked him off stage, and he was like, all right, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like I just thought that was wild, you know what I'm saying? For the last thing you think is at a men's conference is that we gonna be on stage looking at a male stripper with no shirt on. Are we supposed to be in here talking kingdom stuff, talking about God and being
it's crazy, man. Yeah, man. I guess your question is what's my thoughts on that?
Yeah,
man. I say this, bro. The spirit world is ancient. It's been here since before time. It's here now, and it's going to be here far after we're gone. And those illegal beings will do anything that they can to discredit who we are as children of God. And those principalities and those entities have been set up in cities, churches, places, and even some of you who may be viewing this, and some of your spouses, and some of your children, and some of your family members. And I'm talking these beings and entities that I'm talking about are creations that don't have flesh, they don't have bodies, so they're illegal. And so what they do is they manipulate you and they influence you to do things that doesn't look like God. It doesn't align. And it's an age-old, ancient culture that's never gonna really be gone without being seen. You know what I'm saying? Like spirits are going to manifest. It's the point that I'm making.
Right,
Man.
right.
The minister getting up on there and being obedient to to the Spirit of God was exactly what was needed.
Most
Telling
definitely.
telling the truth is not popular. What D1 is doing right now, that ain't nothing but the Spirit of God. You know what I mean? Doing what God is telling you to do is a lonely thing to do. In every shape, form, or fashion.
Most
You know
definitely.
what I mean? So
Most definitely.
I'm not surprised. I mean, to give you the short answer, I'm
Right.
not
I was
surprised.
just gonna say, man, we're living in the time basically of maximum exposure right now.
Yeah,
And exposure is basically at an all-time high. And I was just gonna ask you, so what is some of your thoughts about the exposure going on in the Christian community and in the world in general?
yeah, man. I would say my thoughts are is making sure that your heart is contrite and that you're sensitive to the Spirit, because these are all warning signs that the King is still sovereign. He still reigns. You know what I'm saying? And so, truth and light, you know, it's never gonna it's everlasting. You know what I
Right.
mean? So whatever you're doing in the dark, you need to go ahead and confess to your brother in the Lord, because you're not going to be able to war against these spirits that's warring against you for and fighting for your soul in the air on your own. So you're going to need to touch and agree with your brother about, and people, probably need to understand that when we talk about sin without understanding the spiritual realm, we kind of leave out the fact that whoever's saying that to you are susceptible to those same spiritual attacks. So as I'm saying this to myself. Make sure your heart is contrite. Confess your sins to your brothers and your sisters in the Lord, because the Lord knows, you ain't fooling nobody. If you think you know what I'm saying, you ain't fooling God. You know what I'm saying? To just be real with yourself. There's some things that you got to deal with, and the more you talk about it outwardly, the more you confess it, the more you can be free from it. Because people are out here doing things in the dark, got all the money in the world, all the property, and their heart is sick. They bitter.
Mm-hmm.
They can't get free from intangible things. Like they can't have joy. They can't have peace. They can't have sleep at night. And they got all the things of the world, man. The lust of the eye, the pride of life, the lust of the flesh. Those things are all things that everybody has to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And it's ancient. So how do we combat that? We read the scripture not as a book of just history, but an actual document that we can actually give back to the Lord, especially when we believe him in our heart, especially when we know that he's Lord of our heart. We can say, God, your word says that you will never leave me nor forsake me. So when I'm feeling depression, when I'm feeling anxiety, I can read this word to you because you said that you will always be with me.
Mm-hmm.
You said that your rod and your staff will comfort me, right? Like that's how you have to use the scripture as an official legal document, because God can't lie.
Right.
So, and his
This word
word
can't return back void.
can't return back void. So
Right.
his word is between you personally and him, and all your brothers and sisters as well. And some spirits, you're going to have to pray and you're going to have to fast for that warfare to end.
Right. Amen, brother. Most definitely. Let me know. Tell everybody where they can follow you at, your social media, and any projects you want to talk about that you got coming up.
Yeah, man. You can follow me at Thinking Kingdom on Instagram. You can also follow me on YouTube at Thinking Kingdom Media. That's my YouTube page where I have where I conduct interviews for entrepreneurs and artists. And we have real conversations with real people, and we share real music there as well. You can get your live performances, but also, the hope is that you would, hire us to create content for you. I have a team of individuals that are committed to the art of photography and videography. And if there's anything that we could do to add value to your life in that space, those are the main places you can follow. Thinking Kingdom on Instagram and Thinking Kingdom Media on YouTube.
Most definitely, man. I appreciate you coming on in Real Talk Convo to chop it up with your boy. And we definitely got to do this again, bro.
No doubt, man. Peace and grace, King. And I appreciate you having me on here, bro. And I pray that I get to discover more of your content and more what you're doing in the kingdom, man.
Yes, sir, man. God bless, bro.
Peace and grace.
When he come in, I feel so alive, yeah.